All right, here's my review of 7-1 victory over San Jose Sharks. Before I get into it, two things really weird. How did the Leafs play San Jose back-to-back? Saturday in San Jose, Tuesday in Toronto. Just really weird schedule. And after Pingate, where the post got hit so many times, the Leafs dominate and win 7-1. I don't know how you can rank a game where you're playing... Like, the San Jose Sharks are not an NHL team. That is ridiculous. There were points in this game where the Leafs were just passing the puck around for something to do. The Leafs won 7-1, and Max Domi had 2 more minutes than Austin Matthews of total ice time. Like, the San Jose Sharks are a joke. Here's one thing for the San Jose Sharks you might want to pay attention to. The guy who scored the goal, his name is Henry Thrun, okay? He had played 23 NHL games up until this point. Henry Thrun was on a power play. He had scored 0 goals in 23 games in his NHL career and was on the power play for the San Jose Sharks and scored his first goal. How in the world does an NHL team ice a team that has a guy on the power play who hasn't scored a goal in 23 games? This is ridiculous. Whoa. So the Leafs get a victory. They beat the Kings. Very solid game. Anaheim, San Jose, I don't even know how to rank those games. The other team didn't touch the puck. Anaheim got 55 saves from Dostal. Which, by the way, if you hadn't heard of him before the game, you're a moron. You don't watch the NHL. People have heard of Dostal before. Matter of fact, in a TMHL draft, he went in the first round. People have heard of him. Dumb bull crap, whatever. That's stupid nonsense. You never heard of. How does a guy we never heard of stop 55? If you didn't heard of Dostal, you're not an NHL fan. So please probably not record the channel, okay? And then I thought Blackwood was fantastic on Saturday, although actually the post was amazing. Ping, ping, ping is all I heard on Saturday. And today, whatever. You could have put friggin' Ken Dryden in the 60s. It doesn't, or 70s. It doesn't matter. This game was over. So there's not much to really talk about in this. Like, there's nothing. I don't see how the Leafs walk away and go, yeah, we got 8 points. You'd be proud of the Kings win, but you're not playing an NHL team. The guy who scored a goal 23 games is on a power play. He's with 0 goals, and they put him on the power play, and he gets a goal. I'll give him credit. He got a goal. Jesus H. I don't know what to say. That team is a bad team. The Leafs get the Islanders on Thursday. It'll be different. So I'll take a little bit of time here. I'm not going to give you anything crazy. What am I going to tell you about this game? How do you review this game? I don't even know how you review this game. Are the Leafs playing the Bakersfield Condors next week? I don't know what to say. I bet you the Bakersfield Condors is a better team. That is an awful hockey team. No effort. Like, I don't even know what to say. If you're on the San Jose Sharks, whoa. The only problem I got a guy on my Team HL team that I drafted in the first round, William Eklund. Granted, he's like 21 and he's doing all right, but I mean, he looked awful tonight. Everyone looked awful tonight. So how do you rate a game like that? You just can't. So let's get into the Nylander signing. I've had a couple of days to ponder this one. I don't know what to say. The Leafs are in. So I'll state this. Let's go back in a little bit of history here. If we dig into history, we can figure out what has caused this and what I think is the major cause. So the Leafs draft Nylander, 8th pick overall. They should have. Everyone's screaming they should have took Nick Ritchie. They didn't. They made the right pick. There was a couple great picks after it, but Nylander was a fantastic pick for the Leafs. They get him. Then they get Marner, 4th overall. Then they get Matthews, 1st overall. You got 3 fantastic forward young players. So they all come up. Obviously, Nylander was a little bit longer to get up than Marner and Matthews. Marner had a great camp. At the time, they also had Kadri as well, if anyone remembers him. The young forwards that the Leafs had was fantastic. When Matthews played his first game, also that was Marner's first game, and Nylander was coming into his own, or coming into being a good player. So you've got a pretty damn decent forward line. Now, granted, the first one to come up for signing is William Nylander. And he holds out, and we all know his dad. His dad was the king of the contract year. He is what he is. So you knew it was going to happen. At the time, Dubas looked like he bailed with the $6.8 million contract. He signed it in December. And as I recall, Nylander had a horrible end of the year. Now, you got to keep in mind, in this time, Lamoriello was the GM, initial GM with all the players, and it looked like he was putting Nylander in his wing. There's all these times where you see Lamoriello talking to Nylander, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Dubas took over. All of a sudden, this stuff happens. You sign what was considered at the time to be a bad contract, right? At the member at the time, thinking, wow, that's a lot for a guy who hasn't really showed up. And now you've set up Matthews and Marner to go looking for their money when it came their time. But something happened in between these things. The name is John Tavares. First, it was Steven Stamkos. They wanted to give the house to Steven Stamkos. What was not required on the Leafs was a forward. You had Morgan Rielly, and then good luck with the rest of them. Maybe Sandin, they did draft him. Maybe Liljegren, they did draft him. Okay. But the need for the Leafs was not the forwards. You have Matthews, Marner, and Matthews, Marner, Nylander. You had Kadri at the time. No, what did the Leafs do? They bring in Patrick Marleau for I have no goddamn idea why. For leadership. Here's what the Leafs brought in consistently. People who aren't leaders and people who lose all the time. Patrick Marleau won nothing in his career. Nothing. Oh, Canadian Olympic gold medal. Who gives a flying fadoo about an Olympic gold medal when we're playing NHL hockey? Do the Toronto Maple Leafs care if the Canadians win? As a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, do you really give a care? Well, I'm glad my player won for the Olympics. No, you don't. That's a whole different ball of wax. I'm a Canadian fan. I will cheer for the Canadian team. But it doesn't give me nice feels because a player won a gold medal as a fourth line player on a team that dominated. No. We bring in Patrick Marleau to lead this team. Well, Patrick Marleau's a terrible leader. He hasn't won anything in his career. And paid him $7 million. And because of that, we gave up a first-round pick to take him off our hands, Carolina, who peddled him to wherever, San Jose for nothing. And with the first-round pick, the Carolina Hurricanes got a magical player. His name was Seth Jarvis. So Seth Jarvis could have been on the team if we didn't sign Patrick Marleau. And if you think Patrick Marleau was a good Leaf, get off my channel. You didn't watch the games. That's what happened. They brought in Patrick Marleau first. Then John Tavares. And then Joe Thornton. And everyone who doesn't win anything. If you haven't won anything and you're an overrated player, the Leafs brought you in. So the Leafs signed Tavares at 11. And unfortunately, Tavares' contract doesn't end until the end of next year, which means I have no idea what team the Leafs will be icing next year. Because here's what's going to happen. 11.5 or 8.4, Matthews now becomes $2 million more. 6.5 now becomes $5 million more. That's $7 million more. Just rolling this team over, $7 million more. Okay? So you don't sign Brody, okay? Say $5 million. Who's going to play defense for the Leafs? You don't sign Domi, okay? You've saved your money. Who's going to be playing third line for the Leafs? These magical players in the prospect pool that we don't know about yet? I don't mind the 11.5 for Nylander. I don't. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a dominant player. He's overpaid, but so is everyone else. The problem that we have is we signed a person named, well, first of all, the Marlowe, Seth Jarvis would have been a nice fill-in. Then I don't have to worry about a third-line center. And then John Tavares. The signing has just decimated the Leafs. The worst move, Dubas can do everything in his career. He can actually do whatever he wants. He'll be known for the worst signing ever. I had someone in my trailer park go, "Oh, we signed Tavares, oh." You didn't get that reaction from me. I can guarantee you that. I was praying he went to the Islanders because I knew he couldn't skate. I was thinking maybe a defenseman. Maybe 3 defensemen for that price. Do you think the Leafs would be in real bad shape if Tavares got injured? Do you think they would be like decimated? Does he offer anything? Oh, he scored the overtime goal against Tampa Bay. Yeah, I banked it off on a fluky shot. Is he a horrible player? No, I give him a lot more grief. He ain't 11 million. I would random a guess he would struggle to get 4 million in this league. That's where the Leafs went wrong. So when you went get all upset about the Nylander contract, I don't even know how to react to it. Don't care. Then there's going to be Mitch next year. What is he going to get, 75 million? Mitchie will start crying. Wouldn't be surprised if his dad's already saying, "You're better than Nylander. You deserve more than that. He scored 4 points tonight against an AHL team. He deserves more than that." Just bad management. Horrible management. Not recognizing what you need and having to go get these forwards. We were fine at forward. You could have kept Kadri for whatever. Even Kadri's getting, 7 now. And then this 11.5 for Nylander doesn't feel bad. But they have to win this year. I have no idea what you're going to put on the ice next year. It'll be Wall and Hillaby in net because you can't afford anybody else. You're not going to have Brody on defense, so that's what Riley and Liljegren and McCabe and who else? Well, Benoit's been fine, but he's probably going to want to raise. Hell, we're going to pay Kampf and Reeves. They got to be on the team. So even if they start looking, like, there's no room. You're not getting Bertuzzi back. You're not getting. There will be none. There will be no players. Like, unless these guys want to play 30 minutes a night, I have no idea how they're going to do it. Or maybe the cap will magically click up. But what I thought about that, the minute I heard that it wasn't, oh, this is bad and Nylander's overpaid and whatever. It is, why did you sign John Tavares? That's my thoughts on it. It's probably different thoughts than everyone else has on it. It's been my thoughts since day one when they signed the slope. It is what it is. That's my opinion. The Leafs play on Thursday. Cheers.